Welcome back, everyone. I'm excited to bring you the Walking Dead board game. This looks like an amazing game, and if you are into the TV show or if you're into the comics, this seems to be like the game to pick up if you're into board games, killing zombies, any kind of game like that. This is definitely the game for you. It comes with 6 characters. But along with that, it has all the allies that you will run into while you are reading the comics. So you know everyone that's in there, and the art is from the creator of the series. So that's really good. I like that. This game can be played single player or up to 6 players. Roughly between 30 and 60 minutes, and the age is 13 and up, and that's probably because it's kind of a violent type game, you know, with guns and zombies. You probably don't want to play with little kids just because of the themes of the game. Enter the world of Robet Kirkman's Walking Dead. Become a player and take on the role of a survivor in a world suddenly full of zombies. With only one companion at the start of the game, each player must struggle to gather resources, find other survivors, and eventually find refuge from the zombies that have taken over the landscape. Can you find enough resources, scout enough locations to find a safe haven, to escape? Each player takes on the role of one of the 6 key characters from The Walking Dead. With meager resources and only one companion, each player must travel across North Georgia in search of food, ammunition, gas, and other survivors. But wherever a player moves, the zombie hordes are always right behind them. Who will be the first to scout 3 locations and find refuge from The Walking Dead? If you look on the back here, it gives you kind of a brief overview of what the game looks like. Some of the cards. We have starting characters, followers, encounters, locations, some of what they look like. The art definitely is from the comics. And in the center here, we have what the board looks like. So when you open it up, you're going to see the scouted locations, and this is your character stat card where you keep your inventory, your followers, and you keep track of your food, ammunition, and gas. 3 packets of cards, but then there's 4 different kinds in there. There's followers, encounters, then you have your starting characters, and you have locations. Then there's the dice that you're going to be using, and to the side over there are going to be your 6 starting characters. It's kind of like a little display fold out. These are your 6 characters. You just punch them out and put them together, and it looks something like this. I like it quite a bit. It definitely makes it feel like you're playing the comic book. It's just awesome. The art's great, and yeah, and they're pretty sturdy as well. Here's the rule booklet. It's very thin. It's only about 6 pages. There's a lot to read, but I mean, it's not too bad. And here you can take a look at the dice here. They have all different things. We have zombies, the amount of zombies, ammo, all different types. Object of the game. Be the first player or group of players to find a safe place to survive by successfully scouting 3 locations. The components of the game: 4 blue hero dice, 4 red warrior dice, 4 green scavenger dice, 1 black ammo die, 216 zombie tokens, 72 fatigue markers, 6 starting character cards, 23 follow cards, 26 location cards, 90 encounter cards, 6 starting character portraits, 6 bases, 6 player sheets, 1 game board, 1 rulebook, 18 resource markers, and 23 follower tokens. How to play the game. Each player assumes the role of one main character from The Walking Dead and is given 1 companion, a follower card. Each turn, a player moves their character across the board up to 3 spaces per turn in any direction, attempting to collect 3 types of resources to help them survive: food, gas, and ammo. Each time a player lands on a space with resources, they draw a card from the encounter deck. On each card, a challenge which should read aloud to all players and instructs as to what the player should do if they succeed or fail at the challenge. Most encounters include fighting zombies, involving using resources or rolling the dice for results. To fight the zombies, players will roll the die associated with each survivor, For every kill resulting in a zombie roll, you kill a zombie. For every zombie left alive, the player must take a fatigue marker and place it on the survivor. If a survivor gets 3 fatigue markers on them, they succumb to the harsh environments and die. Complicating matters for players are the ever-changing horde of zombies populating the board. Every time a player moves off an unoccupied space, they draw a zombie token and will face down on the space, slowly filling the board with walkers. Each token represents a pack of Walking Dead. If a player ever moves onto the space with the zombie token, the player flips it over and reveals how many zombies are in the pack, and then they must fight them before they can take any further action. When they are ready, a player may attempt to scout a location and attempt to find a home safe from the walkers. There are 4 possible locations to scout at any time, represented by location cards. 3 public locations placed at the top of the game board, and 1 private location dealt to each player. Each location has 3 tiers of challenges the player must meet. If the location card represents the first location they are scouting, the player must accomplish the first level challenge. If the player is attempting to scout their second location, they must accomplish the second level, and so on. When a player successfully scouts a location, they collect that location card. When a player has successfully scouted 3 locations, they have found the safe haven from the zombie hordes and win the game. Taking a look at the 4 hero dice, and here are the 4 warrior dice, and the 4 scavenger dice, and the 1 black ammo die. The 6 player sheets, the 216 zombie tokens, a bunch of different looking zombies, so that's really good. They didn't just stick with just one looking zombie, so that's really good. Here are the follower markers, and they have the portrait and their name, so that's really good, and it looks just like from the comics. Here are the 18 resource markers and the 72 fatigue markers. Taking a look at the ammo, food, and gas tokens. Here's an example of the 4 different types of the cards: starting characters, followers, locations, and encounters. Here's an example of an encounter card, and here's an example of a location card. Here are the 6 starting characters. You can take a look if you would like that. Rick, Dale, Andrea, Tyrese, Shane, and Glenn. And they show you what type of dice you will start off with when you roll, and it tells you some of the abilities that they have. I really wanted to show you Rick and the follower Carl, which is his son. Shows you what they can do together. So that's what your starting team would be like. Here is a display of the full map. At the top you see location 1, 2, and 3, and then throughout the whole board there's different areas that are located through the comics, as Atlanta's in the middle. But just examples, we have the prison, the Wiltshire Estates, a school, airport, and the green farm. On your turn, do the following in this order. Number 1, recover. Use the food to remove fatigue from your survivors. So if you get damaged, the food is to recover your fatigue. Number 2 is to move. You can move up to 3 squares. Whenever you move, place a zombie token in the square you were in, as long as it is now empty. A tip would be, for the first turn, you should try to collect resources or move towards a location that you can scout. You should only try to scout a location if you can complete the scouting requirements. Number 3, draw an encounter card only if you landed on a space with a resource or a location. And number 4, end your turn. As you gain or lose resources, slide your marker along the player sheet resource tracker. Food at the beginning of your turn to remove fatigue from a survivor. Ammo is when fighting zombies, to roll the ammo die. Gas to use either to move a space without fighting zombies or to move 2 unoccupied spaces instead of 1. You may use up to 3 gas per turn. Fighting zombies, whenever you face zombies, either through an encounter card or a zombie token, roll your dice pool and compare the number of kill results of the zombies to the number of zombies you faced. When you face in zombie tokens, or if you are instructed in a challenge to kill zombies, you may spend 1 ammo token to roll the ammo die and add the result to your total kill. Fatigue, if a survivor on your third fatigue is placed on them, they die. When scouting a location, if it's your first one, you have to do the first requirement. If it's your second one, you do the second requirement. If it's your third, you do the third requirement. And you want to get 3 locations to win the game. After taking a look at the game, taking it all apart, checking everything out, I think this game was put together very well. They knew exactly what they were doing. They got the art from the comics. They got the characters right from the comics. And the TV show are they're the same, just a little deviate from the comic a little bit, but I mean, you basically get the same thing. I'm really excited to play this game. I have yet to start playing it. I just picked this up. But I do plan to play it soon. It seems very basic to start it, but it does seem like there's a lot of strategy and some, practice to get involved to actually play really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing of the Walking Dead board game. Please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Is this something that you might want to try out? Definitely looks pretty cool, guys. Take it easy.